Faith is very important. Food is very important. And family is very important. And if you think about it, all of three of those are interconnected. So my name is Father Jack Seifert. I'm the pastor of St. Ambrose Catholic Parish on the Hill. And one of the reasons I'm here is because I have Italian heritage. My mother, her maiden name was Giannino. She grew up on Wilson Avenue, which is one of the streets of the Hill. Went to school here. All of her sacraments were here. And I buried her from here last July. So her life was here, and that's one of the reasons I'm here, because of my Italian heritage. I leave the church open every day so people can visit, stop, say a prayer. When I walk through the church, I meet people from all over the country that come here because they know that this is an Italian parish, Italian heritage. And if you have that in your background, to come to a place that sort of supports, feeds, nurtures that the beautiful Italian heritage, it's kind of neat. You know, each of the immigrant peoples, when they came to St. Louis, they all gathered in certain parts of St. Louis, and this was a gathering spot for the Italians. Part of it was because of jobs that were available, but with that culture of Italian folks coming to this area, it has maintained that over 100 years. It has maintained that Italian heritage. Now, at the church here, there are many Italian traditions associated with the Catholic Church. So what we do at the church is highlight, support, maintain those traditions. For instance, St. Joseph, the patron saint of Sicily. The Italians are very devoted to him. So on his feast day, which is March 19th, St. Ambrose does a huge celebration of the St. Joseph altar. Now, the history of that is really cool on the island of Sicily, but how you maintain the culture, again, in an ever-changing environment, you maintain and support and highlight those traditions, explain them, and then hand that on to people so that they can incorporate that into their lives, whether they're Italian or not. That's a worthy challenge to have. What the restaurants obviously do is they are known for their Italian food. Well, if you want to know a culture, know its food, well, that's synonymous with the Hill. All of these restaurants have beautiful Italian recipes that invite people to be a part of the culture. You know, one of the beautiful things that my mother, and I'm sure that, and I know this is true in the other cultures, but I'm speaking specifically to the Italian culture, was on Sundays, the world stopped. And the family sat together for food on Sunday. Nothing else superseded that. So Grandma Giannino, she had her own special sauce, which I regret none of us, I don't think, ever got the recipe. She had it in her head. Anyway, she would make these meatballs. And she had a secret recipe for the meatballs. But I mean, they were like the size of grapefruits. They were huge. So she'd make this huge vat of those. Pasta. She would always have fresh nuts on the table that she'd have to literally crack open, the cashews and the walnuts and all that to get the nuts. So she had that on the table. And then cannolis, the dessert, she would make those herself. And that's, you'd walk into her home and this, you know, the smell of fresh food, fresh tomato sauce, all of that. It was so comforting. You know, growing up in that environment, I mean, I have, and it's not just me, it's my cousins, it's my siblings. We all get together still every Christmas because of what Grandma Giannino did, which she started when we were kids, where the whole family would come together at the holidays. Well, that's what we do now. And you know what? My brother loves the Hill when he comes back into St. Louis for those celebrations, which are usually at his home that he has here in St. Louis. It's Italian food. And it is so much fun to get together and tell the family stories. So that's all we do. We tell stories, we eat, sit around a table, share our lives with each other. What else do you need?